It's time to transform your health with one of North Carolina's leading authorities on true health. Over the next 30 minutes, you'll learn how to prevent and reverse disease, overcome common health issues, and live to your fullest God-given potential. This is True Health Radio with your host, Dr. Jake Shupe of Freedom Family Chiropractic.
Welcome to the show. It's Dr. Jake Shupe with True Health Radio. And today's topic that I'm going to be covering is headaches, including migraine headaches. Now, headaches are something that affects tens of millions of people every day in our country. And that includes not only just mild or moderate headaches, but even people that are suffering with migraine headaches. And maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you suffer with them on a regular basis and you're having them really consistently, or maybe you're just having one or two headaches a month. Here's some accompanying symptoms that come along with headaches. Is not only is there a throbbing or an aching in your head, but these other symptoms come right along with them. So when you get headaches, you can also get major nausea to the point where you're even vomiting or throwing up. It really can affect your vision, get flashes of light or blind spots, tingling in the arms and the legs, as well as sensitivity to light, where you get major light sensitivities where that'll make your headaches worse, or it could even bring on a headache. Sound sensitivities, and even smells that maybe are actually enjoyable, but when you have a headache can be very repulsive. I talk to a lot of people come into our office and they deal with headaches, and I think it's kind of a coping mechanism, but they'll say, yeah, I just kind of do what I need to do. I just get through the day. And I understand that because, you got to live life, but the stats show, research shows that 90% of headache sufferers cannot work or function normally during an episode. And I don't know about you, but I don't get headaches very often. But when I do, even a slight headache can ruin my day. And I don't want to deal with a little headache, let alone a big headache or a migraine. And you don't have to be suffering with these headaches all the time. And that's what today's show is going to be about, is what you can really do about these headaches. Giving you a little bit more about headache sufferers and migraine sufferers. Most is the third most prevalent illness in the world right now is migraines. And when it comes to headaches, it can affect kids, it can affect men and women. It really doesn't discriminate. But when it comes to migraines, this is interesting. 85% of migraine sufferers are women. And not only does this, affect your quality of life, affect your energy throughout the day, but migraine sufferers, healthcare costs for that family are 70% higher from a migraine sufferer. So not only is this impacting how we feel, but it is impacting our finances. And what do most people do about it? So you get headache, or you get some headaches, or you get some migraines. It starts to become what you would consider a problem. Well, even before it gets to that point, as soon as you get a headache, what do most people do? They run to the medicine cabinet, or they run to the store and pick up some medications. And I say run to the store because I don't even have medications in my home. So I don't even keep any there. So I would have to go and get some before I would have them in the first place. But most people run to the medicine cabinet and they take an over-the-counter medication like an aspirin or maybe an Excedrin if it's a migraine headache. And here's a question. Does the Excedrin ever get to the root cause of your headache? And the answer is no. It's masking or covering up the symptoms. And so we all know that medications, even over-the-counter medications, including NSAIDs, have a laundry list of bad side effects. But you got the side effects on one hand, and then it's not getting to the cause of the problem. So every day that the root cause of the problem stays there, your health is actually getting what? It just continues to get worse and worse until it could end up into being even a more serious problem than just headaches alone. So people are taking medications. Well, what is causing the headache? So that's what we want to get to is what is the root cause of the headache? Well, I have looked at some research from one of the greatest research experts in the last 30 years who studies anatomy and physiology. Get this. In one medical journal, research linked every type of headache to an area in the neck. So this is one of the reasons why chiropractic care is so powerful and really can get to the root cause of the problem. So because if there's a misalignment of your spine that is affecting the nerves going into your head, can be causing a lot of headaches. And research from 2015, Complementary Therapies in Medicine, this journal, it showed that, get this, manual care for the spine, meaning chiropractic care, proved to be a superior solution for migraines compared to only using medications. So is one of the best things that you can possibly do. And the study further went on to say that when you did the upper cervical manual care, so meaning adjustments in the upper part of the neck, reduced migraine or headache sufferers' consumption of medications by 80%, the number of migraine days by 97%, and their pain and functionality increased. It improved almost 100%. Put those babies together and you are living a much higher quality of life. You're spending less money on drugs. You're getting to the root cause of the problem, and you're feeling a whole lot better. So if you suffer with headaches, or you have a family member or somebody that you care about that's suffering with headaches right now, call in, schedule an appointment. I'll be the one meeting with you. I'll look over your history. We'll do the testing. I'll do a full spine exam consult. I'll do a nerve scan, and we'll take any necessary x-rays if we need to. And the normal fee in our office for all that initial testing to begin looking at the cause of the problem is only $110. But if you're calling in from the radio today, if you schedule your appointment here, it saves you $50 off your appointment. It's just $60 for everything. And that number, write this one down. It's 984-444-8952. You can call or text to schedule that first appointment. And you can also schedule online, or if you want some more information, you can look us up online at freedomfamilychiro.com. You can request an appointment on there and just follow the form. Again, that number, if you're looking for it again, it's 984-444-8952 so that you can start working on getting some help with these headaches. Next thing that I want to talk about is something that's really close to my heart. And this is really one of the reasons why I do what I do as a Maximize Living chiropractor. And I watched my mom struggle with health issues growing up. So she battled with anxiety attacks. She had depression, and she had terrible migraine headaches. I mean to the point where there were a lot of days my mom didn't get off the couch. Like, she'd be laying down, she'd have a cold rag on top of her head, and all the blinds had to be closed, severe light sensitivities, and she would lay there miserable for the rest of the day. And when mom was like that, I mean, she couldn't help cook dinner, she wasn't playing, she wasn't helping with homework, and the only thing that she knew what to do, like most Americans, is she would go to her primary care doctor. And so she would go there, and I just remember that she would tell them what's going on, and they never really looked for anything. She never got any real answers. They never did any real testing, but what she always came home with was a bottle of medications. And I remember one of the medications that my mom was taking was a migraine medication called Imitrex. And this is a very powerful migraine medication. But all that did was just make my mom worse and worse. And I watched her health tumble downhill, where things just continued to progress. And that was all until I found a Maximize Living doctor near Milwaukee. And I invited my mom to go there, and thank God she went. She went in, she got the testing done, and Dr. Matt, he took an x-ray of the side view of her neck. Now, the side view of your neck, you're supposed to have a 45-degree curve, a nice arcing curve in your neck. Well, he took the x-rays, and she had lost over 100% of the curve. And what it was doing, it was stretching her spinal cord, and it was affecting the nerve shooting up into her head, which was not only causing the migraines, but this was one of the things that was leading to the extra stress and some of the anxiety. So, and one of the things that bothered me is that no other doctor ever even looked for that before. And not even, she'd even been to other chiropractors, and nobody ever took an x-ray and really found out what was causing it. So we found out what was causing it, and then she started getting the correct type of adjustments for her spine. And after a week of care, my mom's migraines were completely gone. And that gave her a lot of hope. And I don't know about you, but hope is a very powerful thing. And when she had that hope, she started believing that some of these other things could start getting better. And after 7 months of corrective care, not only were my mom's migraines gone, but she was able to come off both antidepressants that she took for over 15 years. And as a son, to wake up and know that your mom is healthy and she can do the things that she wants to do again, I mean, that's priceless. And that's one of the big reasons why I do what I do. And if you're out there, if you're listening to this and you're struggling with headaches, whether they're mild, whether they're severe headaches, or you got somebody that you really care about that is looking for a drugless solution, a natural solution to getting rid of them, give us a call right now, and we're going to be able to help. That number is 984-444-8952. You can call or text, and I'll be answering those calls. Now, hey, if you get the voicemail, don't hang up. Leave us your name, your first and last name, leave us your number. I'll get back to you right away, and I'll answer any questions, and I'll help you get that appointment set up. You can also check us out online at freedomfamilychiro.com for more information. We got some awesome testimonials on there and just some other information. You can also request an appointment online as well. So just to give you a little more of an idea what that looks like when you come in, I'll do the full spine exam, consult, plus any necessary x-rays. Normally it's $110, but if you call now and schedule, it's only $60, and that'll take care of everything, and we'll start working on helping you with these headaches. One of our core values that we talk about all the time in the office is that we believe that stories matter, because every story is one circumstance of somebody's life that has been completely transformed. And we are not all about the numbers, but the numbers are important because every single person, every single story is inside of those numbers. And I want to share a really awesome story with you about a lady that came in to the office that also had terrible headaches. So get this. There's a lady named Lois. She came into the office. She's 74 years old, and she has had headaches every single day of her life for 60 years. I mean, imagine what that would be like. Just for a second, if you woke up every single day with a headache. I mean, I really have a hard time even wrapping my head around that. So anyway, she had headaches for 60 years, and her mom had headaches. And so she thought that it was just something that was genetic or something that was passed down and just something that she was going to have to live with. And I want to stress on that for just a second, because this is one of the big misconceptions that I deal with people coming in that we have to kind of break through, because, you know, just because mom had it or dad had it or grandpa had it doesn't mean that it's genetic, and doesn't mean that you have to live with it forever. It's not a death sentence. The epigenetic studies, research shows today that less than 2% of all health conditions are purely genetic. So what does that mean for you? That means that 98% of health conditions, 98% of the time, it's from things that are lifestyle factors, things that you have complete control over, which I think is really encouraging because it can be solved. You just have to get to the root cause of the problem. Well, that's what we were doing with Lois. So she thought that she just had to live with them, just that it was genetic. So what did she do when she had her headache? She went to the medical doctor, her primary care doctor, and he's told her that you need to go and see your allergy doctor because he thought it was maybe coming from her allergies. Well, she goes to her allergy doctor and he tells her, you need to go see your primary care doctor. And so she's like, well, I was just at my primary care doctor. He told me to see you. She was super frustrated because they weren't giving her any answers and they weren't really doing any testing either besides giving medications. And what she was doing was she was taking aspirin and Excedrin her entire life. So, I mean, 60 years of taking medications on a regular basis. And we know there's some major side effects there from that can affect you. Well, what the medications did is for her, they would stop the headaches for only a few hours and then they would come right back again because they're not getting to the cause. Well, one day she ran into my team. We were doing health screenings out at our local Walmart. So our office is in Garner. We're about 10 minutes from downtown Raleigh. We do some health screenings at the local Walmart in Clayton down the road. And she scheduled an appointment and came in. Well, on that first appointment, I checked the range of motion in her spine, and she had severe loss of range of motion, like 4 out of the 6 directions in her neck. She could hardly turn her head. Again, because a lot of these headaches come back from the spine, the nerves in the spine. And she had severe loss of range of motion. There was pressure on her nerve, computerized nerve scan. We took x-rays because those are all warning signs of subluxation or spinal misalignment. And she had a 3-degree shift in the top bone in her neck. And those were going up into her head. So we found out what was causing the problem. And she gets her next appointment. She comes in, I explain what's going on. She gets her first adjustment. And I remember sitting there and she didn't move after her first adjustment. I just kind of looked at her. I was like, is everything okay? And she's like, I don't know, but I think I'm already doing better. Like 1 second after her adjustment. Well, she comes back for her next appointment and she said, Dr. Jake, my headache is gone. I'm like, oh, okay, that's awesome. That's really good. But then every day afterwards that I saw her, she's like, they're still gone. Like they're still gone. So this is a lady who came in, she had headaches every single day for 60 years. And after her first adjustment, she's not had another headache. 8 months later, she's in maintenance care now. So she gets regular adjustments. She gets 1 adjustment a week now. She's still coming in. And one of the reasons she's doing that is because she wants to make sure that she never ends up like that again. So she's staying on top of it. And it's funny too, because she'll come in and she pinches her skin and she'll pinch her arm. And she says, Dr. Jake, I have to pinch myself now just to make sure that I'm really, this is real life. Because when you live with headaches for that long and then they're gone, you're grateful for every single day that you have. And so if that's you, if you're a headache sufferer, or if you know somebody that is, call in right now, schedule your initial appointment to really get to the root cause of these headaches and see how we can help. So that number is 984-444-8952. I'll repeat it again. It's 984-444-8952 to schedule your first appointment in the office. You can call or text that number. I'll be fielding those calls and answering any questions and helping you guys get set up. You can also check us out online at freedomfamilychiro.com. A couple other things about that story with Lois, just finishing up on it, is that she came in with headaches, but she had some other issues going on too. Now, not only did her mom had them, so she thought that it was genetic and that she was just going to have to live with it. Well, another thing that restricts people from doing something that's sometimes right in front of their eyes is when they've given up hope. Because she had it looking back, she had it for 60 years. So if you have something for that long and it's never gotten better, man, that's really hard to stay encouraged that there's really an answer out there. But there was. And so just because you've had something for decades, just because you've had something for a very, very long time, don't give up hope. You just have to get to the root cause of the problem, and chiropractic care could be the answer for you. And that's why we do what we do in our office, and that's what Lois did. And not only did her headaches go away, but here's the cool thing is that she, since getting adjusted, she says, my blood pressure is now normal and my shoulder pain is completely gone. She said, you guys are a dream come true for us. And that's a whole nother show I could do. We're actually really looking forward to that one, how all this research and evidence now, including from the medical journals, are showing how chiropractic influences and improves blood pressure as a natural way to help with that. So look forward to a show coming up on that. But today we're going to keep moving on, talking about headaches and migraines. So some of the medications, some of the things that people do to help with them are over-the-counter drugs. We know some of the dangers of these NSAIDs, or these non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. So here's some of the symptoms or side effects from the NSAIDs is ulcers. So it really can affect the gut lining and destroy that gut lining, which leads to things like leaky gut syndrome, which can actually lead to all sorts of different problems like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, even mood disorders like anxiety and depression can come from leaky gut, which could come from taking too many NSAIDs, other irritable bowel syndromes. But I was looking at the migraine drugs, and there's so many millions of people now that take migraine medications. And the one that my mom was on was Imitrex. And listen to some of the side effects from these. Sudden and severe stomach pain, including bloody diarrhea, severe headaches. Well, that's why you were taking it in the first place. Seizures and convulsions, blood circulation problems, heart attack symptoms, signs of stroke. I don't know about you, but I'm avoiding Imitrex and migraine medications because as bad as migraines are, I want to live for the next 70, 80 years longer so that I don't want to deal with those types of side effects. And I was also this study from the journal Headache. They looked at 1,200 migraine sufferers and they questioned them. And what they found is that even though they're dealing with this pain in these migraines, now 66% or 2/3 of these 1,200 migraine sufferers have said that they either avoid or delay taking their prescription medications, their current migraine medications, because they don't want to deal with the side effects. And they're really hesitant to be taking them. So some of the side effects here were sleeplessness, so not getting a good night's rest, which that's when your body is supposed to be healing the most, is when you're sleeping. Fatigue, racing heartbeat, more nausea, and difficulty thinking clearly are some more side effects from these medications. And I went on to read the end of this article, and this headache specialist, MD Roger Cady, I think I said this a little bit earlier, but even the best medications are only effective about half the time. So you've got proven side effects, proven consistent consequences with very questionable and inconsistent symptomatic improvement, but known proven cause of damage. It's really interesting. I don't usually read front to back these articles, but at the very end, it says the important thing, he says this, the important thing to educate patients on and make them aware of is that headaches are not a life sentence. And he says, in quote, once the nervous system is back in control of things, patients can typically come off these medications. Boom. Like, was he just like referencing chiropractic care right there? Because it's like, yes, the nervous system, once it gets back in control of things, and as chiropractors, that is exactly what we work with, is getting your spine aligned to remove this nerve system interference to allow your body to heal and function the way that it was designed to in the first place. So don't delay. Give us a call. If you suffer with headaches or migraines, we can help. Come in. I'll meet with you. We'll do the testing, full spine exam, consult, plus any necessary x-rays. If you call now, it's going to save you $50. It's going to be $60 for the whole appointment, including the x-rays. And we're going to begin getting into the root cause of your problem, and we can help. That number, call now. It's 984-444-8952. You can call or text to schedule. It's 984-444-8952. You can also check us out online and check out our testimonials and more information on our office at freedomfamilychiro.com. I'm looking forward to meeting you, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to True Health Radio with Dr. Jake Shupe of Freedom Family Chiropractic. Call to schedule your appointment now at 984-444-8952. That's 984-444-8952.